very happy to be here tonight for two main reasons. The first one is because I think this is a very good hope for Italians, because I came here in LA on January 18, and when as soon as I arrived, basically was everything closed, and I was not able to go to eat anywhere. I have to you can only eat via takeaway. So in the end, now we are only in April, and thanks for all of the vaccine program, we are basically here the life is almost back to normal. It's not normal, but almost back to normal. And I'm so happy about that, because now by celebrating here Italy, Italians can see this, and it basically can be a good hope for the future of Italy. I'm very confident that before the end of the summer, life will be maybe 85% back to normality. And also I'm 2 times happy this year, because this year at the Oscar, Italians are absolutely a protagonist, one of the protagonists, because as you know, we have Diane Warren wrote a beautiful song, and she's a candidate, and our amazing Laura Pausini is the singer, and then we have of course Edoardo, and then we have of course Pennacchio. So I'm very happy because Italians this year are very strong, and I'm proud to be an Italian. And I hope I will have the chance more and more to represent Italy. I'm sorry I don't live anymore in Italy, but I come often. So thank you.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Los Angeles, Italia, and welcome back to L'Americano a Roma, Dan McVicker.
Here with Pascal Vicedomini.
How you doing, guys? So it's the 3rd day of Los Angeles, Italia. We are very proud we could make it happen this year, although it's still a situation a little complicated all over the world. However, we think that the mission of people working in show business is to make it happen. And everybody knowing me, I'm sure we're expecting it. Actually, the Chinese theater people were begging us in order to make the festival happen this year, and considering the American theater reopened on March 30, Los Angeles, Italia had to happen, no, Daniel?
Yeah, absolutely. You're a force of nature, and this force of nature has been able to open up California. I have to say, you've opened up California, Pascal. But the movies are showing in the cinema at the Chinese theater. They're showing every evening Italian films in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, the week before the Oscars.
And it's not only Chinese theater, it's only 2 platforms, because we're showing constantly in the States movies, documentaries, and many shortcut movies. I counted 163 altogether on the platforms eventime.org and mymovies.it. Now, we were talking before with Mimo Calopresti and other friends about how important is this festival, as well as Capri Hollywood and Ischia Global, to bridge Italian and American culture. Well, with us there are 3 people today already, maybe it will come even more. Who is the 4th one has arrived? Who is it? Okay, so we have here 3 American citizens, 2 Italian American, and also we have an Italian gentleman who actually is a representative of the Italian industry abroad. So let's welcome the Oscar-winning screenwriter Bobby Moresco, the Oscar-winning screenwriter Barry Morrow, Robert Davi, an Italian-American icon, and Roberto Stabile, who's actually representing Italy abroad, and also is now the president of Basilicata Film Commission. So I bet that soon or later he has to deal with the maestro Francis Ford Coppola, considering that his family was coming from Bernarda, and he still has an hotel over there. Now, Roberto, did you already meet in Lucania Maestro Francis Ford Coppola? Can you hear me? Roberto, can you hear me? Però devi attivare il video. Il microphone.
Audio.
Okay.
Did you meet already Maestro Francis Ford Coppola?
Not yet, because I'm arrived here in Basilicata only a few weeks ago, but I hope to meet him very, very soon.
And I have the big pleasure to have with us another Italian-American big shot. Unfortunately, I can see him in a horizontal way. You should just make maybe switch the phone over because, okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome one of the Hollywood kings, George Pennacchio, who is ready to tell us this new Oscar version. Hello, George.
Well, good morning, Pascal and everyone else.
Thank you so much for joining us, George.
Thank you. It's a different year for the Oscars. I was down at Union Station yesterday where all the action's taking place, but it's a working train station and some things are closed off, but there's no construction until Saturday. So we won't get a look at what the Oscars are really going to look like until a day before the show, which is unlike any Oscars I've covered in almost 30 years.
So I don't understand. So the Oscar this year would not take place at the Chinese theater?
No, it's not going to be at the Dolby Theater. There will be people there, but they won't be the stars that are nominated for Oscars. So what's happening this year, because of COVID, I think is the reason, the Oscars take place at Union Station. There'll be 170 people allowed in there at a time. Well, that means that not everyone can be there all at once. So people will be filtered in and out of Union Station. So they might be there for the first hour, the second hour, the third hour. We have to wait and see. And then the Dolby Theater, which is usually the home of the Oscars, will be a safely distanced place where first responders will get to enjoy a special night devoted to the movies. So you're going to see nurses and firemen and perhaps doctors and ambulance drivers and various folks like that who will get something special, but in a safe way. And there are lots of safety protocols in place. I will have had 2 or 3 COVID tests before I'm ever on that red carpet on Sunday, because they're being very, very careful.
So it will be the red carpet for sure.
I will be on the red carpet, but it's a small red carpet just because of the place where it's happening and because of the social distancing that's going on. So if you can put this into perspective, there'll be a network pre-show, and then following that stage, I'm the first position on the red carpet. And then after me, there will be, I think, 11 more slots, but we will all be spaced 7 feet apart, and the stars will be placed 7 feet from us, and our camera people who are running our cameras will be 7 feet behind me. Also, we are very safely distanced from one another, even though we've all been tested. But it's just, again, making sure that every protocol is followed carefully so we're all safe on that red carpet.
So I have a question, George. This is Dan McVicker. The performances of the songs, where are those going to take place? Are those going to be at the Union Station or another location?
They're going to be in another location. Now, all those songs you're going to see on the network pre-show, which in LA will air between 3:30 and 5. I don't know if they'll all be together, if they'll be distanced for that 90 minutes that they're doing their show. 4 of the 5 performances will have been recorded, if they haven't already, at the new Family Pavilion at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. So it's that gorgeous glass rotunda. That's where you're going to see 4 of the 5. But one of them is an international song called Husavik from the movie Eurovision. And that particular song will be performed from Husavik, Iceland, and then aired here all over the world.
So, Georgia, going back to the main issue you're here, we have here the maestro Bobby Moresco, Oscar winner for Crash, who is originally from Liguria. Where are you originally from, Italy?
Me and my family in Italy would be, there's an argument, as I think happens in some families, but part of the family says Rome and part of the family says Abruzzo. Is that it? Did I get that right?
It's your family.
I know, but they are, it's like at a dinner table when they argue about where they're from. So I'll say Rome to be kinder, and it's an easier word for me to say.
It's amazing. Bobby, your family, Maestro Bobby Moresco, your family is coming from Genoa.
From Genoa, yes. Hello, everyone. Happy to be here on Zoom with you. Hello, Robert. How are you, Bobby?
Hey, hi, Bobby. How are you,
Hi,
brother?
Bobby.
Nice to see you. Hello, all. Yes, my family is from Genoa. My grandfather moved over to the west side of New York, late 1890s, and my family has been there ever since.
That's where Columbus was from, and Sinatra's mother, Dolly Gravante.
There you go.
She was from Genoa.
Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful city.
Barry Morrow,
What do you
Oscar
feel?
winner for Rain Man. You have some Italian blood in your body?
Well, having gone through your school of etiquette, yes, but a shout out to my family in Belfast. So what, you know.
How are you, bro? Hilarious.
By the way,
Roberto.
the best thing about this year is the parking problem. We don't have one finally. This is the
Right?
best.
No crowds and no parking.
Right.
What do you mean? I don't understand. I didn't pick it up. This joke is a joke or is a serious issue?
It's a missed joke, yeah. So that's
Okay. I understand. Robert Davi. So we are getting closer to the Oscar, and we feel so much the atmosphere. George, Robert before was scared that this year will be a lot of politics in the Oscar. What do you think?
Well, I was in a news conference about what they're trying to do this year, and that we were hearing from producers. And I think that I think there's going to be more time for people to speak, but what they ask of the celebrities or various people who might win an Oscar to really just speak from their heart. And they want to make it a movie about motion pictures. And so there's this whole kind of mystery about what that all means. And I guess we'll figure it out once the show starts going on. But they are asking for personal stories. They, once again, and Robert, I'm sure knows this, they beg you not to do a laundry list of people that helped you, because you get a speech going on and they thank the director, then the producer, and then the co-star, and then the wardrobe person and the makeup person and their publicist and their manager and agent, and nobody at home wants to hear that. But this time, I don't think they're limiting them to 45 seconds. So they've spoken to them, I'm told, individually, or at least they've gotten letters saying, this is what we'd love you to do. Have a story ready. Have a story ready about your life, your career, why this matters, that kind of thing, I believe. So I'm hoping that it's not going to get political. I'm sure it will at some point. Every award show seems to. But I think the goal is to embrace the love of movies. And so if that happens, it could be a wonderful night. This is a mystery year, as I'm sure you know. So I don't know, but that's my hope anyway.
Well, I hope it's not politicized. I hope it's not politicized. And I hope there's a lot to speak from the heart in terms of one's struggle and involvement and dreams coming true. And the dream that this country has given all of us. Would be nice to see some positive aspects to that, as opposed to bashing a country that's given the elite so much. And so I hope it doesn't get politicized too much.
My sense
Ladies and gentlemen, it's becoming really an heavyweight panel. We have another Oscar winner here, Mr. Nick Vallelonga, Oscar-winning screenwriter and producer for Green Book. So we are so proud. 3 Oscar winning, George Pennacchio. We are really in the pre-Oscar atmosphere. So welcome, Nick. Thank you so much for sharing this festival. I could not be in Los Angeles because I did not get my vaccine done yet, but I see that you, Andrea, and Andrea Iervolino are doing a very good job chairing over there, making the job that normally Maestro Bobby Moresco and myself keep doing since many years with Mark Anton. So how is the feeling to be at the Chinese theater without many people around?
It was interesting, but it was still nice. There was a nice turnout. We gave Eduardo Ponti the Excellence Award for his film with his mom, Sophia Loren. So there was a nice turnout. There was social distancing. People were separated, but the theater was as full as it could be with the COVID restrictions. So it was nice to see people in the theater, and many people had said that they did watch the film on TV as I had done, but it was a different experience in the theater. It was much, much better. The only problem, Pascal, was you put this together so short notice because of COVID. I think not just me, everyone gained weight. I couldn't fit into my tuxedo, so I had to figure that out. But other than that, it was a very nice experience at the theater. It was great to be back in the theater.
How are you, Nick? Nice to see you again. It's a long time.
Great to see you, Bobby. Great to see you.
Hey, Nicky.
Hi, Robert. How you doing?
All right. I like the Yankee shirt.
Yes. This is my Uncle Lou is in St. Petersburg. He's a usher. So he got me one of these.
Did I show you my car?
Your car?
My Yankee car, 2000 Lincoln Cartier with the pinstripes, New York, all paint. I mean, it's. I'll send you a picture. It's kill.
Only you, me, and Bobby would appreciate that.
I know.
So Bobby,
but yes, Pascal, it was very, very good at the theater. Very nice.
Let me ask you a question to Bobby, Nick. Before Nick, George Pennacchio told us about the feeling that is now around the Oscar. So what is your feeling? I mean, this is a very weird situation that is create a lot of fantasy on the mind of a screenwriter. What is coming up to your mind listening the story of this pre-Oscar Unexpected?
There's so much from all of us because this year has been different than any other year for any of us. I don't know how anybody can contain it. There are many writers out there, maybe Barry, maybe Nick, who are dealing with this crisis in a way that tells a great story. For myself, I'm doing the same. There's no other way. There's no way to avoid it. I'm also directing a new play at the Actors Studio that deals with that. And so all of us are dealing with it in our own way because we have to. This is what we do.
Well, writers are lucky.
Right.
What comes up in your mind?
The writers can germinate ideas and new scripts. They could write 3 scripts during this time period or whatever. The actor, it's a more difficult to perform and sing, but you writers are in the driver's seat.
There's only a non-writer would say it's easy for the writer.
I don't mean it's easy for the writer.
Bobby, have you written 3 screenplays during this shutdown?
Honest to God, I've never stopped working. Unfortunately, I had a play that was closed down 2 days before opening, starring Joe Pantoliano, and that was really unfortunate. But yes, I've gone through a couple of screenplays, a new television pilot, and a new play.
I've been doing the same as Bobby. I mean, fortunately for us, we're able to write. Writing, we're sitting alone anyway. So, but I did find at the beginning of the pandemic, and I was thinking, well, now I have no excuse. I sit down, I can write, but it was very depressing. I didn't feel anything. It was very sad what was going on. So I wasn't motivated as much until I started actually just pushing myself and putting it in my head that with all the misfortune going on, I am a fortunate person that what I do, I could sit by myself and write. So I picked myself up and got back to work, but it was a little distressing as it was for all of us. So I didn't feel like doing anything. But then I jumped in and like Bobby, I was working on several pieces and, I think things are going to come back and people need products. And we also need, there's going to be projects that are going to address this pandemic. But then there's going to be people in projects that you want to take your mind off it and go back to a movie theater and just get away from reality and have some fun. So I think lighthearted movies may be coming back, comedies may be coming back stronger, so we pull out of this. But I think seeing people in the theater the other night, how happy they were, and the conversation afterwards about the film, that's an experience that's never going to go away. I mean, they always talk about, oh, when movies are going to go away. It's great to watch stuff at home, but there's nothing like the experience of seeing a big screen and sitting in the theater and the lights go down. So I think it's going to come back even stronger when all this is over.
I think people forget that communal experience of a movie theater. You know, we've been getting this streaming and people don't want to go to the theater, but the communal experience that you're talking about and enjoyment of cinema and seeing, you know, watching a film like Rain Man or a film like Crash or a film like Green Book in a theater with the audience and riding the wave of their enthusiasm and their laughter and their tears and their enjoyment, that we forget about that. And I think it's not spoken about enough to save the live movie theaters. You know, AMC and some other theaters are closing down. I hear there's some difficulties with some theater chains that are closing. And I think we have to be reminded.
ArcLight and Regal are closing down. Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So there has to be some kind of risorgimento of cinema.
George Pennacchio, what's your opinion about it? I mean, we heard that the ArcLight Theater on Sunset has been shut down and it won't reopen again. We heard about AMC with some difficulties. We heard that in Los Angeles the pandemic created a lot of issues, of course, as all over the world. But I mean, they talk about another America in front of the one that we were used to think about.
Yeah, we have a different America that's changing. It's good, better, and different. It seems to be shedding a skin, and that could be.
George, can you hear me? George Pennacchio, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, I was asking you a question. Did you sorry, no. I was saying that we are talking about another America in front of the one that we were used to know. So we heard that the ArcLight Theater is closed, the AMC has some problem, and I mean, it's Los Angeles is a little crisis. What do you think?
We are in trouble as theaters, I think, in Los Angeles right now. You're right. The ArcLight Pacific theaters are the ones that are closing here, and the Cinerama Dome is a legendary place in Hollywood. It's a landmark, and that's, I think, what is attached to the ArcLight in Hollywood. And there is a lot of thought that there will be someone that comes forward, buys the Cinerama Dome or buys that theater to keep it in operation. I don't really know how well the Cinerama Dome was doing before all this happened, but everyone, it seemed, that we interviewed for our news had a story about going to the Cinerama Dome and could remember the movie that they saw there once upon a time. So I don't think you're going to see the Cinerama Dome closed for good. I think there'll be somebody who wants their history lives, and there's a lot of money in this, I think, for a group or a person even to keep it alive.
Let me welcome with us an amazing actress, a woman that I love, and it's somebody that has been no, she did not go to Capri with me, but she will be this year president for Ischia Festival, where all of you are invited. July 18, 25, one of the most beautiful actresses, Gina Gershon.
Hi.
Oh,
How
welcome.
are you, Gina?
Ciao. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
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 I haven't
How
seen
are
you
you?
in years. How are you?
Oh my God. Hi. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a
All
long
right.
time. I'm doing all
Long
right.
time.
I didn't realize this was a whole big Zoom thing. I thought I was just talking to Pascal. I didn't realize it was a party. Hi. Hello.
So, Gina,
Hi.
what's your feeling? Did you hear about the situation that George Pennacchio explained us as being an actress that you paid the major price for this I mean, considering the actors could not, many actors could not work. What's your feeling now?
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't. I just, I was having a hard time getting on the thing. I just heard about the Cinerama Dome closing, which I think is terrible. Is that what you're asking me about?
Yeah, I'm asking about the situation. What's your feeling?
The prediction?
No, you're feeling now after this big pandemic and then the vaccine. I mean, the show business restarting.
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, it's slow. I mean, I've worked a little bit and it's weird. Everyone's got their masks on and you can't really see faces and you just have the actors working. And, it seems like the bigger budget projects were able to, do all the testing. So hopefully now with vaccines and stuff, hopefully everything will be a little bit easier, but it's a step at a time, but at least people are starting to work again. Thank God.
I was once I had the privilege to come to see your show in Broadway. Do you miss Broadway?
Which one did you see?
I don't remember the title, but I remember you were amazing as usual, singing and making your job as well as you can do it all the time. So, do you miss the stage of Broadway?
Was it Cabaret? Maybe it was Cabaret or
yes.
Bye Bye Birdie, or I don't know. Oh my good. You're always so supportive, Pascal. It's always nice. I can't wait to get back on a stage. That'll be a lot of fun. Little by little. I went to a show last week in New York. David Burns did a show at the Armory, a social distance dance club. And it was like an interactive dance party, but everyone was, in their own little spotlight, and it was 10 feet away and everyone got tested before they went in. It was so much fun, just like being in a room with strangers and everyone, was safe. I think people were just so happy. It was really exciting. Give me hope.
Yes.
Gina, will you go back to New Amsterdam? I feel like that storyline was interesting for me to watch.
Oh, thank you. It was just starting to get good. I mean, I kind of did a couple to get to the juicy part. And then, of course, everything got shut down. I don't know if they're going to continue because everything changed so much. So I'm not sure. It was just too bad because they were writing me a really good one. But, what are you going to do? It's like, you can't, it's hard to complain about anything. I'm just like, I was there. The last day I was working, I was really tense there, and I was supposed to come back to Los Angeles to do a job. And I called the people in LA. I'm like, you have to get me out of here now. I was so tense on that set. My body, and I went home that night. I went to meet my friends for dinner, and I said, I think I'm getting the coronavirus right now. And they're like, you're insane. And I went home and took all these remedies. I had crazy dreams. I had a fever. I broke the fever, it was nuts. And I got out to LA. I said, I have to get out right now. This is last year. And when I got back to LA, I was fine. I even got tested, everyone on the set that day got sick on New Amsterdam. It was scary, but it was so weird how but so I haven't been back to that set since, but they're up and running for sure. But I don't know. I would like to finish that storyline, but I don't know. I think they had to write different things, but thank you. They're a nice bunch of people.
So, Barry, you were in Italy shooting a movie. What do you carry on in your soul of that moment that you've been shooting in Trentino Alto Adige?
What did I shoot in Italy? I was in Spain.
No, Barry Morrow.
Yeah, I didn't quite hear the end of your question there, Pascal.
So I said you have been shooting your one movie in Italy, in the north of Italy.
We shot in northern Italy, most of it, and then a little bit in Rome, and we did some of our post in Rome as well. But that was ages ago. That was 2.5 years ago. My world is completely completely changed. I haven't been writing as much as I thought I would. I've been instead reading. Since I left college, there's this stack of classics that I promised myself to read before I expired, and I'm wading through that long list now. But I've discovered that the classics, the print size in most of these books are beyond my capabilities, and even these glasses can't help. So, but I think that for me, the biggest change here has been the time to reflect that we just never do in Hollywood. We're always pushing to the next project, and we're leapfrogging ahead, and you know, we make a film and did it do well or not, we don't even stop to look because we're charging on to the next project. And you know, I can't hug my grandchildren, but I can talk with them on the phone and Zoom with them, and I've gotten closer to people despite the distance. It's hard to explain, but I care more about every person in my life than I did. And that's been the silver lining for me, is just the ability to, you know, to look back.
I'll ask the question. What was the great classic that you went back to that affected you the most? Barry?
Well, the challenge for me was always Moby Dick, just because of the sheer volume of it. And I started it again, but my wife has got me off onto some more contemporary things with bigger print. So
I could never get through it. I read about it. I don't read it.
That was a profound statement you made, Barry, about people getting closer and spending time, slowing down, and understanding the importance of our lives, because how quickly we do live our lives in this business sometimes. You know, I have 6 kids and I have a 2-year-old, and I don't remember spending as much time with my other children as I am with this 2-year-old. And I go, my God, did I miss all of this? Did I miss this? And it affects you. It does affect you to think back and go, you know, and that's with all relationships, as you said, you know, looking back at all your friends, you know, the great song by Charles Aznavour, Yesterday When I Was Young, really makes you reflect right now on what's happened the last year and a half.
I also think people are genuinely more concerned about their neighbor and their neighborhood than they were. I just walking the dog, people would always go by with headphones or looking at their phone, and you'd pass each other several times a day because all the dog walkers go at the same time. Now we all stop, you know, we have our distance and we chat and we ask, you know, each other about little tiny details of our lives that we would have never mentioned before. So I think we're going to come out of this more mature, I hope, and wanting to have fun. As you said, Robert, or somebody did, maybe Bobby, I think we're going to have, you know, a spate of, you know, comedies and feel-good movies, and because we need it, don't we?
And I have to say that with the 3 great authors here, I've experienced maybe for the first time in my life the solitude being in lockdown quarantine. But as authors, you are in a self-imposed quarantine often for a project. So, but in my point of view, the Mother Nature has put us in a corner. You know, she says, okay, something was bad. You got to go in a corner, and now we're all coming out. And Mother Nature can say to us, what did you learn? Have you learned something? And I'm hearing a lot of people who've learned a lot.
That's great.
Well, I tell you, I did a film in September. I did and that was right still in the thick of it. It was in New York, the Sopranos prequel movie. And they had us quarantined for about a week and a half. They bought out a little boutique hotel. And I got to say, it was a really different but great experience. I mean, obviously, you know, we're fortunate to be working, but there was all the COVID protocol. I mean, obsessive COVID protocol. But being locked away with all the actors and everyone else, you became closer to people than you normally do. A lot of times you go in, you do your part, you leave, but this was a sort of camaraderie, and everyone felt fortunate to be working and just to be on set again and just to be doing it. You really appreciated it a lot more. So that was a different experience, because it was the happiest set I've ever seen. I got to say that. But being locked away with this group of people, it was different. Almost felt like a theater group, an old time theater group in New York. So we were rehearsing in the hotel. It was a really kind of nice experience. While outside in September, still in New York, the streets were empty. It looked like a set. So it was a very odd and interesting experience. But as far as the camaraderie with the actors and the director and everybody, it was sort of uplifting. It was like, we got to get back to doing this and appreciate how lucky we are when we are making a film or a TV series. Yeah. We need to appreciate it more. That's what I got out of that.
Georgia, what's your feeling listening to all these stories?
Well, I think we're all experiencing a little same things, I think, because I feel isolation. I've been working from home for more than a year now, occasionally going out. This is the first time this week that I am actually with a crew, and I'm stationed every afternoon now at Union Station covering the Oscars. But this is the first time all that time. So I find that when I finally see somebody in person, conversations are lasting longer, maybe putting me behind schedule a little bit, because it's just so nice to have the interaction. We got to dinner the other night, my wife and I, and we hadn't really been out to dinner much. And we walked into a restaurant, and none of the workers had on a mask, and the cooks didn't, and the waitress didn't, and we just couldn't stay. So I didn't feel, even though I'm vaccinated, safe.
George, that's in LA, because I've gone out recently, but the theater, the restaurants are everyone's masked up. I mean, you went to mask, really?
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. So there's a place you can read online.
That was smart to leave. I would have left too.
Roberto Stabile.
Pascal, they're wearing masks.
Roberto Stabile, in this panel today, we're missing another great friend of us, another Oscar winner, another amazing screenwriter, Steven Zellian, who actually was here in Italy preparing his series for Showtime from Replay's book. He will start shooting early June, I think, between Roma, Venezia, Capri. Now he's back to Los Angeles. Hopefully he'll be with us one of these days. So how is Italy preparing to welcome back so many great international talents to come and shoot their movies, their TV series in Italy?
Yeah, in Italy we are ready to open now, and I have a very optimistic point of view. I think at the end of this month, the cinemas will open, the restaurant will open, all the producers will come in Italy COVID-free. There are many sets, so it's a very safe place for the moment. And I'm here now in Matera, and I'm preparing an important event, not like you're in Capri or in Ischia, but this is something only business-oriented. I will organize with the APA, Association of Audiovisual Italian Producers, in collaboration with the Producer Guild of America, a meeting for producers of television, Italian and American, and they will come here physically in Matera, in such beautiful place, and we hope to have also Pascal Vicedomini here with us, please.
Bobby Moresco, when are you coming back to Italy to finish Lamborghini? And I mean, you did the band with Andy Garcia, Sofia Vergara, and Carl Urban. Then you started Lamborghini, and we miss you. So you gotta come this summer, right, Bobby? July 18, 25, Gina Gershon will be welcoming all of you in Ischia. George, this is your summer to Italy.
First of all, I would never miss Ischia. and I always miss you in Italy, Pascal. I had a talk with Andrea, our good friend Lena, yesterday, and the hope is we're back shooting in Rome in July.
Perfetto.
Great.
Yes, thank you. Hello, Gina. We never met, but I'm a big fan.
Oh, hi. Same. Nice to meet you. Over
Bobby,
this way.
You're
shooting
silent,
in Rome. How lucky.
Bobby.
Yeah, I've shot it before. It's wonderful. There's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, Gina, everyone
amazing.
here is thinking of how they're going to cast you in their next project. So you're going to get
Great.
a lot of work.
Great. You know, listen, I'm not at my home, so I was like, okay, that's why I'm holding my phone. If I'd known all you guys were there, I probably would have. I thought I was just talking to Pascal. I didn't know this was like a real thing, but it's nice to see you all. It's like, I feel like we're all kind of coming out of this weird cocoon, and, you know, it's so nice to connect with people. And I feel like, you know, I just don't have time for, you know, if there's a bad energy or people I don't really want. I used to have a lot more tolerance. If like, I'll go out with these people tonight. It's like, I don't. It's like I've become very close with people I never knew I'd become close with, who I've never met, but I've met through Zoom in the last year. And I just hope that we do maintain our, you know, grace and our, you know, appreciate like really great people in our lives and friendships, and not go back to, as we were saying before, you know, the hustle and bustle and forgetting to take a moment to just really be and what's important. I hope we hold on to that. That definitely has taught us that, right, in the last year.
100%.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I hope to see you all in Ischia in the summer. That would sound so fun.
I think we're just on. Pascal left. I don't know if Pascal is still here. Is he still here?
Oh, Pascal is always here.
No, I was taking care of the Consul General of Italy, who actually joining us to give you a welcome. Hello, Silvia, Chiave. We have here Barry Morrow, Robert Davi, Bobby Moresco, George Pennacchio, Nick Vallelonga, Roberto Stabile, and Gina Gershon. So, and of course, Daniel McVicar with me. So please, Silvia, you can give an official welcome to everybody to Italy.
So thank you, Pascal. I must say, everybody, thank you, everybody. This is very improvised. You all know Pascal, so it's been days since I've asked him, when do you want me to talk? What do you want me to say? And he said, okay, just connect. I'll send you the link. So I didn't prepare anything. I'm just so happy that you're all here and that this program of LA Italian Film Festival is so rich, despite we still have some issues with the pandemic, of course. Now, this year, Pascal managed also to not only to bring the best of Italian cinema in Los Angeles as usual. We have a lot of, you know, there is already here in this Zoom Oscar winners, Oscar awarded, but we'll all have also our candidates this year. As usual, the festival will end up just the day before the Oscars, and we have some good candidates this year finally. So I'm very happy about it, and that LA Italia Film Festival will give them some space. He also managed to do something in person. I think it's one of the first times that we will be able to go to a theater again. I myself am not going to cinema since at least 1 year, so I think it's this is very good with all the precautions, of course. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for being so affectionate and always with us every year, even this year. That is still a little bit difficult, both in Italy and in the US. In Italy worse than in the US. The US is recovering fast, but that's why we will be able to do something in person as well. I'm sure that he will have a great views, great success as usual. So thank you, Pascal. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And I think if Pascal lets me know, I'll be with you again sometime.
Yes, absolutely.
Of April.
Absolutely,
and,
Consul.
Thanks again, Pascal. Thank you.
Absolutely,
We're sorry we
Consul
don't have
General.
you here with us, but it was wise not to want to travel and come because there's still a lot of precautions to be taken. But we're sorry not to have you, of course, in person this year. Anyways, I'm sure it will be a great success. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Consul
Thank
General,
you.
you are invited to join the
Silvia.
theater on Friday night for the final. For the final event. We this year we're not making a red carpet. We're not making any party. We just don't want to show up so much. We just want industry keep going. So we just show movies, which is our main mission with Los Angeles, Italia. And for sure, your presence is something very important to us because you represent the Italian government, and we are our business representing Italy. So I think that the job of private people has to go in the same direction of the institution. So I will ask you, please, to tell more about what are the possibilities to join Italy, because the Italian are working very hard in order to have a COVID-free, as Roberto Stabile said, the situation, to have a possibility to shoot movie and to join the holidays during the summer.
Well, I must say that for the time being, as I also said to Roberto that was asking me what are the possibilities for Americans to go to Italy, it's quite easy, I must say, already for Americans to go to Italy, not for tourists, but not yet for tourism, I hope this summer we will open again because most Americans are vaccinated. Most of the population, I think, by summer will be completely vaccinated, but no vaccine kids, but the rest of the population will be vaccinated. As you all know, most of us are already vaccinated because the US is going very well and very fast. So I suppose the European Union will open back to Americans. For the time being, Americans can go to Italy for urgent reasons of travel, of family, or business, or even for studying. Of course, we're making visa. We are making elective residence visa. We did issue an elective residence visa to Helen Mirren and Taylor Lackford lately. They are in Italy presently. There are a lot of American actors that have gone with visa for the show business to shoot in Italy. You know, the film about Gucci is being shot in Italy with a lot of American actors that went. And even if you don't need a visa to go, if you go for 5 days or so, and then for that reason you have to prove you have urgent work reason or health reason or family reasons, which means that you just need a letter of invitation to go to Italy, and you will be allowed to go to Italy. The other way around is more complicated. As you surely know, there is still a proclamation that forbids the entrance in the United States to people that, besides of the kind of visa, it's just a ban on people that come from the European Union or other countries stated in President Biden's proclamation issued on 5th of January. So it's difficult to obtain the national interest exception. Of course, if Italians have a big sponsor in the United States, they can ask for the national interest exception. For example, Mrs. Laura Pausini had obtained her national interest exception, and she will be coming for the Oscars. But if Italians that don't have strong sponsors, it's still difficult to obtain the national interest exception for Italians to come to the United States. We still hope that it will get a little bit better in the days and months and weeks coming. I think it will all depend upon how the vaccination campaigns goes in the European Union. As you might know, it has been quite slow, so people are not fully vaccinated, but by summer, I am confident that this situation will change. However, for Americans that want to go to Italy, as I think Nick also recently went to Italy, it's not a big issue.
Great. So we all hope that you can join Ischia July 18, 25. Hopefully, Robbie, how was Bobby Moresco? How was for you to shoot Bent in Emilia Romagna? in the land of Lamborghini, and then Roma in the land for when you did the thriller with Andy Garcia?
Well, I was truly amazed at the difference, not just the people, but in the food. When I went up to Emilia Romagna, we shot in Cento and Bologna, and it's a whole different cuisine. It's all different. I was amazed at the meat selection. So the food blew me away, but also the landscape. I mean, we shot on the farm where Lamborghini grew up with his family. That was really exciting. I just found it as exciting and tremendous up there as it was in Rome. And very little takes the place of Rome. So I had a great time going up there, and I look forward to going back. We got another week shooting up there when we come back.
And Georgia, when was the last time you visited Italy?
It was a couple of years ago. It was on a cruise on Viking. And I remember one of the highlights, and this is going to sound weird because people thought it was going to be a goofy tour, but they do a Godfather tour. And you get to go there where Michael proposed at that little, I don't know, bodega. And then they take you to the church where he got married. It was a beautiful walking tour. And we also got to explore Rome a lot more. You can get these great tours where they have special permit drive right up to something. So I love going to Italy, and I have several more places to still see. So that's going to be part of our travels. Pascal, I am late for a station Oscar meeting as I look at the clock. So
thank you so much, Georgia. I love you. You are a great friend. Thank you really so much. It was a joy to have you here. Have a wonderful Oscar weekend. And I will follow your shadow. I want to also thank Nick Vallelonga, Barry Morrow, Gina Gershon, my beloved Ischia Presidentessa, and Bobby Moresco, who is one of my best buddy ever. He always a great partner for me to be on stage. And also Daniel De Quicker, who actually my prisoner, my American prisoner in Roma. In order to feel, my back is the Chinese theater, where we really feel very Americano. And
it was great spending this evening with you, with everybody. It was indeed a great pleasure. And we'll see you in Consul General. It was great to see you here, and thank you for keeping the culture of Italy so